Hey Fundamentals crew! Today we're going to be doing a video that's slightly different from all my other videos and doing a gear review of arguably the world's most underrated electronic drum kit, the Alesis Surge. First thing that we're going to cover, probably the most important thing to cover, is cost. The Alesis Surge sits around £500, which for most people is going to be fairly affordable. If £500 is a little bit steep, then there are finance options available and potentially also second-hand options available, like on Facebook Marketplace. But £500 for this type of drum kit is a pretty decent value. The second option I think you're probably wanting to consider when you're upgrading to a different drum kit is how it feels to play. Obviously you can go into store, but I'm going to show you how it feels to me, and hopefully it can help you in helping you decide whether this drum kit is for you. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is how the cymbals feel. And as you see here, we've got a slightly harder material paired with a slightly softer material. It's still got that element of hardness to it, but it's not so hard where it feels like you're struggling. So it does give a sense of rebound, which makes it give that more real feel. As you see, I don't really have any problems with playing it, and the same is going to be for the other cymbals as well, because they're all made out of the same thing. Obviously. Second of all, let's go over the mesh heads. The mesh heads is going to be the main sell point for this, especially when other drum kits out there, the cheaper ones, won't have that. They'll just be thin pads. The mesh heads again give that sense of feeling that you might get from an acoustic drum kit. So let's have a go and see how it feels. Again, when I'm playing it, I really feel that sense of bounce back, and it's really nice feeling. Also, when you touch it as well, when you press down on it, it does feel like it gives way to you, but not so much where it feels like you're gonna obviously put your hand through it. And it's the same for all of them. So I definitely think that this is a real game changer if you're thinking of upgrading from a really hard surface. The only thing I'd be wary of, which isn't really a big deal, it's just that there's about an inch or so on the rims, which is probably a bit more than you'd be used to with using a traditional drum kit, but it doesn't really make much of a difference once you get used to actually playing the drum kit. So these are the pedals that literally come with the drum kit, and to be honest with you, I think they're really good. The head is not what would actually come with it. I just like this type of beat. So when I'm playing it, it's nice rebound. Obviously you have to set the tension right for you, but there's nothing really that I can really say about this considering the cost. Obviously there are better bass drum pedals out there which are slicker and feel better, but I'm still able to get pretty much the results that I want based on the demands that I need. The only thing I'd say is that if you're looking for super slick movement, then you'd probably want to change the bass drum pedal. But if you're just getting started with this type of drum kit, then it's probably going to meet your demands. Yeah, not the best technique because I'm sat at an awkward angle just to get the shot, but you can still see that I'm able to get 2 or 3 shots in a pretty good succession with this hi-hat. The hi-hat is not bad. It feels pretty hard when I'm playing it, so there is a spring in there which does help to give it that sense of rebound, but overall yeah, it is what it is in this case. So in that sense, because it's quite light, it does give that sense of movement, but as I said, it is what it is. It's not, it feels plasticky, generally speaking, but it's, for generally speaking, for what you're going to use it for, it's not really going to be much of a big deal. So far, we've covered the cost, how it feels to play from my perspective, and now we're going to go on my setup and just how it's laid out overall. What you see is what you get. It's pretty self-explanatory, and it's one of those things where once you get it, you'll have to work out how to set it up. The main thing is that I'd say if you're struggling is that it has 4 vertical points. It has number 1, 2, number 3 over here, and then around here is number 4. And all you need to do is find the 1, 2, 3 horizontal points to help it stand up. And then obviously you've got the arms which stand out for the snare drum and the floor tom. I've set it up so that it's very ergonomic, so it doesn't matter how fast I go or how slow I go. Everything is pretty easy to get to. And this is one of the great things about this drum kit in particular, compared to other electronic drum kits I've ever played, is that it's really easy to play. So we're going to get close and personal here, because one of the main things that I think some people get a bit stuck on is how you get the sound out of your drum kit. And let's get close and personal and find out how I do it. So first and foremost, we've got 2 Bose speakers. And these Bose speakers are connected into the phone's output of the Alesis console. And so, yeah, you need to, in this case, you need to set up your speakers so that all the wires are going into the right place so that both speakers can sound, and that it's plugs in, as you can see here. The only thing is that if you want to play music out of it, then you're probably wanting an additional speaker connected via Bluetooth, so that you don't have to have headphones in. But if you do need to have headphones in, then you'll probably need a headphone output splitter. And after that, you're pretty much set up to go. If you've got any questions about the sound setup or how you set up your own sound, then do leave a comment below, because I think it'd be really helpful that other people can have solutions in the comments. And finally, we're going to talk about the console itself and what you can do with it, and what you're probably going to use it for anyway. So with the Alesis console, there's quite a few things you can do with it, but the main things that you'll probably need it for to begin with is the tempo, and also changing the voice of the drums here. So tempo, you just press tempo and then you press click, and then you can adjust it up and down depending on how fast you want it to go. To change the voice of each one, you click on voice, and that gives you the number here. So if I click ride, it's on 222. If I click crash, 226. Snare drum, 58. If I click voice again, then it goes on to volume, panning, so where I want it in the headphone mix, and all that other sort of stuff. I've got 2 cables coming out here, by the way, to go to an external sound card, which is my Focusrite 2i2. If I want to record it into music software, I record it into Ableton Live, and that's where I get the audio version. If you want to take audio out of it and record it, then I would recommend looking through these different settings, like panning, volume, reverb for each drum, to make sure that you get the right sound for you. Before you head, there's one major thing which you should probably know, and again is probably definitely the most important thing you should probably consider when buying an electronic drum kit. Electronic drum kits underneath the budget range just don't really have that expressivity, which means that you don't get the same sound as you would from an acoustic drum kit, which gives you that musicality feeling to it, the thing that makes you feel emotion. Electronic drum kits are a bit dead on that respect, and they're really good for practicing at home, but generally speaking, they're probably not for you if you want to really express your musicality on the drum kit and to be able to hear that. It is quite hard to get that, or those intricate details out from this sort of drum kit. Despite all of that though, this drum kit is one of the best electronic drum kits I've ever tried, and I don't really see myself getting rid of it, even when this channel grows and I eventually get an acoustic drum kit that I'd use for recording for YouTube. If you want something that's cost friendly, feels great to play overall, it's fairly easy to set up once you get head around the instructions, is functional, so it basically does what you need to do, and you're not too fussed about the expressivity thing, and you just want to practice at home, then Alesis Surge is probably going to be the drum kit for you. So when considering your upgrade, don't underestimate this drum kit, Alesis Surge, possibly the world's most underrated drum kit definitely go try it out. And if you do buy it, or if you have a drum kit of your own, then do let me know in the comments so everyone else can see the different opinions out there on this drum kit. And see you in a future video. Keep drumming.